Even Versace calls this the best collection of his career. Versace cuts are clean and simple, but the fabrics are rich with embellishments. Sultry, sizzling, siren dressing that entices is Gianni Versace's calling card this season.
It's time to stay with the women, and they decide to wear short clothes, contemporary, easy and light, and the collection want to follow women of today.
And Gianni Versace does follow women of today with sexy sharpness. His rhinestone-studded leathers have tough sophistication. Mini knits sport colorful designs. And ribbed bubble dresses play short under long coats. Versace's suits are short and sweet, with plissé details. And studded leathers sculpt a sensuous silhouette. A rainbow of silk smoking jackets have barely their skirts. And sheer embroidered mesh with skirts of plissé dramatically sculpt the body. Gianni Versace, creating high-voltage fashion this season.
There is, I think, a turning point in this collection about what women desire, what women want in this moment. There is three words that are so important to me in this moment: color, short, and print. You know, that is the three words who can describe what is the new mood in fashion for the next decade, I think.
No one has made a more lasting imprint on Italian design like Gianni Versace. And this season, Versace proves once again he's the master of printed style.
Print, why I think is a moment to mix patterns like flowers and madras and things like that. We talk the last collection of summer. Print is very important to me. color, why people, I think, is a little bored of black and dark color. Short, why women move well. There is a sense of velocity, of rhythm in the life, and we have to be comfortable, I think. I really enjoyed doing the show yesterday. It's really fun for me. I have a lot of joy to do that. We have a lot of fun with the model, and it's always a party for us.
No one can jolt you out of the fashion doldrums better than Gianni Versace. His rock and roll dose of fashion jams with sexy style and star-studded exuberance. It's fashion freedom for the woman who knows she can flaunt it.
I like to dress different people, different personality. I think fashion is the way you express yourself. And I like to leave to the women the desire to express themselves between using my fashion. You know, I don't want to use women. I let them use me.
And women will use Versace to show off their assets best. Versace's little black dress reveals lots of leg with sexy thigh-high patent boots. And the bottom that's definitely tops from Versace this season is the pleated skate skirt, revealing feminine curves when teamed with fit and flare jackets. But nothing reveals more than Versace's plunging and sculpted beauties, a revelation in femininity. Leather jackets and pleated skirts are the new combination that keeps the angel in the motorcycle look. But brights with black color the sexiest suits in Italy. For the shape to watch this season, Versace enlivens the lines with vivid orange. And his multicolor looks are tamed with wild side black leather jackets. This season, Versace's print leggings are adorned with Byzantine icons. Neoclassical scarf print silks merge naughty with nice. But nothing flirts like Versace's pleated minis. At night, Versace takes shape to the limit with sexy sculpted dresses. The Italian image of sexy, sensational style, Gianni Versace. Born in southern Italy, Gianni Versace is probably Italy's hottest designer today. His ultra-sexy designs define the look of showy glamour for the 90s.
When I have anything special to go to, I definitely wear Versace.
Versace is renowned for his eclectic mixes of fabrics and prints. This season, he pays homage to French artist Fragonard by mixing 18th century art with 20th century style.
There is a romantic feeling, like Fragonard pictures. There is romantic fabrics, a lot of nice romantic color. The mood is romantic, modern romantic.
Versace himself is romanced by the art of design.
I'm born into a fashion family. My mother was a fashion maker, and you know, it's like the oxygen for me, fashion. I love doing fashion. You know, there is a lot of stress too, but if you can translate the stress into something positive, it's work and do something you like is always good.
Versace's show-stopping designs are special favorites of the Hollywood crowd.
Many of them are my customers, you know. It's heaven to work with these people. It's fantasy, it's modern, and they influence people, of course.
These days, everyone can look like a star with Versace's moderately priced line called Versus.
There is many young people who stop me in the street of London, of Paris or Milano and say to me, why Mr. Versace, we cannot afford your clothes. That is the reason. I'm bored to see young people who cannot dress with my things. That was the decision to go in the market in that way. But basic, I trust the first collection, the Versace one. The other is like, you know, little derivation from the big collection. And Versus is, you know, the same style with less price.
And this season, Versace has launched a new collection of classic designs called Signature.
Signature collection is what the classic items of Versace collection. You always gonna find in the Versace boutiques all over the world, which is a Versace classic, it's not a real classic. You're gonna find the best prints Versace does in shirts, jackets, in jeans, and the best belts, the best shoes. It's all the classic item of Versace.
It was very simple and very easy to do this collection. There was people who come in the atelier or in the shop asking for some items of the last season of 2 years ago. They were, why you don't do again this shirt? It was beautiful. And we decided to make people happy, and we do this. And it was very simple to do this. And in each collection, we found 3 or 4 pieces who can stay with us all life, as a polo, a t-shirt, or a shirt, and we put this forever in the market.
But whether he designs the moderately priced Versus or the stratospheric Versace couture, the inspiration remains the same.
Basic is the inspiration is women and art and history and music, pop. Everything can inspire me. I think I'm so curious and life is so beautiful.
The high-impact style of Gianni Versace. Gianni Versace is one of the world's most influential designers. In a season that's filled with sexy leathers and bare looks, Versace creates the wildest in the West.
I'm really feel free. I think it's moment for a designer to be back on the creativity. I think people is bored of beige. They want red and yellow and green and happiness. Why life is so difficult in this moment for everybody.
And everybody will stand out in Versace.
I leave the women to choose what they like. I don't like label on my fashion. I just work for women, and there is different kind of women. I think fashion is the way you express yourself, and I like to leave to the women the desire to express themselves between using my fashion. You know, I don't want to use women. I let them use me. I never can say short is enough short or enough long. Why depend on women? Each woman have to understand herself, her legs, her age, and understand what fashion is in terms of their personality. You cannot talk in general.
Because Versace is generally sexy. This season, quilted silk bombers explode all over his looks. But what stands out for fall are his leather buckles and straps.
I think I change step by step my fashion. I become a little more free, I think. That's what I like about my life today. I'm less into the business and more into the creativity. I think creativity has become important again. Or you have millions of designers and they become all the same. To me, it's boring.
The never-boring, show-stopping style of Italian maestro Gianni Versace.
Gianni Versace is one of Italy's most outrageous designers. Not just cutting edge, Versace is usually over the edge with his extremely sexy creations.
I think in this collection there is a study of simplicity, a study about what is modern today. I think today people reflect classic in a boring way. What I try to do to design a new classic with the roots of rock and roll music, who has a global vision of life today. I try to reflect our time.
And Versace's global vision has created an $800 million a year global empire.
It was the memory of the past, like the 70s, but translated into a very future, incredible way to design it. What I try to put is a modern touch in history.
Versace modernly bears the midriff this season. It's a look sure to keep this trend-setting impresario a top favorite among such icons as Cher, Jane Fonda, Sting, and Elton John, to name a few. And while it was Versace who led the short-skirt, skin-tight pant revivals, today his ultra-bright colors and bell-bottoms create the most recent impact.
All the color make people happy: orange, red, blue, yellow. I love color, I love art, and art gives a great emotion when you look at pictures, a painter, and I really like to use color.
Although most of Versace's clothes scream, "Look at me," Gianni proves he can also be the master of sleek simplicity. Normally one to walk on the wild side, Versace shows you can have it both ways. From calm to crazy, he adds enough sex appeal to make a stone blush. Another sizzling season from Gianni Versace. Gianni Versace is interpreting the new simplicity in his own unique way. Gone are the flashy sequins and showy makeup that marked his earlier collections. But Versace still knows how to stop the show with sexy knockout knits and flowing crepe. He understands fashion's capricious ways.
I think fashion born and die every day. You know, fashion is that. Is one day is blue, the day after is gray.
But Versace's fall collection has plenty of color, with the accent on more practical traits.
There is two main themes in this collection. One is the knitwear and the tube forms. And women, I think, can play to add to an old wardrobe just a new sweaters or new tube and wear that in a different way. And the translation of masculine things into feminine and layers. The second theme is the breaking barrier between season, I think. You can wear a coat, cashmere coat with a summer dress and live well and use your fantasy.
And Versace uses his fantasy. Models march down the runway in slim coats with a subtle military cut, earning their stripes in color. Slink is mixed with streamlining for a classic look that would be as at home on Park Avenue as it would be on Carnaby Street. Of course, Johnny couldn't abandon Flash completely. What appears to be a simple black dress turns into the skimpiest black dress. Bold graphics hug the body in stretch fabrics. Short skirts are layered over long and teamed with jackets of varying lengths for this season's newest proportion. And flashes of skin appear beneath lace and georgette panels.
We cannot cancel tradition, we have to maintain.
Maintaining tradition in his own style. Gianni Versace. Family ties form the roots of this Italian design house.
When the family starts, it's normally all the people are in the right position, in the right way, the connection is good. We are lucky because Gianni is not alone. Donatella is work with Gianni in the fashion and the creativity part. We work all together. We are very happy to be 3 people and not 1 people.
And the house is home to each Versace press show. This multi-million-dollar temporary venue is rebuilt each fashion season.
Gianni likes to present the show in our house, and we think it's the right decision, the right idea. Gianni likes to present the show in a special atmosphere. This is the right atmosphere. We like to stay in our house.
Now come to the Versace home, where the spring collection is in full display. Although it's as sexy as ever, Versace developed a new strategy this season. Be on the alert for Johnny's naval maneuvers. And it's basta to samba shapes at Versace. The dress also rules at Versace, newly loosened from last season's stiff structuring. In fact, there's not a hard line in sight. Even Johnny's signature chainmail flows and flows. In brushstrokes of color, Versace's gowns tantalize. Gianni Versace.
I really love Versace.
I loved Versace, loved it.
On the opposite end of the fashion spectrum from Prada lies Gianni Versace. With a major amount of glitz and more than a little bit of glam, Versace's clothes are always attention-grabbing. This season proves no exception.
It's very contemporary.
The thing that makes it modern is the way that the colors are mixed together. You're seeing Bordeaux with yellow. You're seeing colors that you wouldn't expect to see together, and it works. It's like lavender and blue, or at Versace, you know, a lavender pant and a yellow top and blue shoes. You know, it's all mixed up in a whole new way. And even though the pieces and the shapes might be similar to other seasons, the color and the fabric is what makes it new.
I think the look is changing overall right now. A lot of people are changing their ideas. I mean, even Versace booked me this season, which I thought, you know, I mean, I'm not exactly following in Claudia's footsteps.
I think what makes him so exciting is that he really doesn't worry about what other people think. So that's what makes him free, and it's always exciting to see a free person, you know? And I think for an audience to consistently go to a designer where in fact there is that freshness of energy, you know, that he's gonna do really, to me, what fashion is, which is be willing to change the whole time and be willing to do what he believes.
The collection was very, very good this time. It's a lot of pastel colors, a lot of mini skirts, and a lot of lace dresses, very, very feminine, very, very sexy. It's a totally Versace image, but in a modern way, less decorated.
While the Versace style is one of the hallmarks of Italian chic, this season, Gianni and Donatella Versace looked to London, where the inspiration for his secondary collection is Istante.
I think he's moving back into a lot of color again. I really like the Istante show. I think it's been getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Istante was great, and it was actually one of the best shows in Milan this season.
But the eagerly awaited follow-up to Istante was Gianni Versace's signature collection.
After seeing Istante earlier this week, what are you expecting to see from Versace?
I think Versace is always very sexy, and I think that particularly after seeing Istante, that it will continue to be so. It always is.
My expectations would be that it would be completely different, because in fact one of the, I think the strong things about what Versace's done with these separate lines is they do all have a completely different identity.
I expect a great collection. He's been consistently wonderful the last 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and I expect this to be even better. He seems to be very excited about this collection.
He has a wonderful time with color, so I'm sure it'll be very bright, very vivid, and there'll be probably a lot of coats, not too many pants, but probably a lot of dresses. So I'm looking at a lot of chiffon. I hope I'm right.
the Versace main line is much more about luxury.
A lot of color, more feminine clothing, sexy, shorter lengths.
Johnny is an intelligent designer, and he will obviously address his audience, and I think that the compelling businesswoman needs a suit or jacket, a dress. She has to dress herself to other things other than transparency, lace, and showing her panties.
One of the first Italian empires to embrace America, the Versaces were back in New York for the 3rd season with their Versus collection, a younger, funkier take on their signature line.
I think that he tests a lot of ground with Versus, and he actually checks things out and tries new lengths and hemlines and shapes, and it's a little bit more free with the mixture of colors and shoes. I mean, it's clearly still very Versace and very Donatella, and she looks so beautiful that you just kind of want to see her walking down the runway wearing it all. Very, very beautiful, actually. Beautiful coloring, beautiful shapes. I like the silhouettes a lot. I thought that a lot of the colors were sort of softer and not as rock and roll, and I thought it was very, very pretty.
It's kind of the anomalies of the season. Satin for spring, burgundy for spring, and it was very sure, bias, sexy, but noticeably layered with a sheer, which I thought was a nice touch, and I'm sure will make the collection more saleable. And the asymmetry looked right on. I like the longer skirts. I thought it was a terrific collection.
I think they're giving themselves quite a signature, and I think that's good for them, because you know the Versus girl with the mix of the patterns and the way the materials are used.
The Versaces didn't limit their fanfare to the runway. Johnny's Hollywood friends and fans came out to celebrate the opening of his new Fifth Avenue mega boutique.
Why is Hollywood so obsessed with Versace?
Wow! Versace's a good designer, for one thing, and versatile. I think there's sort of something for everybody.
Ashley, Steven, Donatella.
All the way from New Jersey, Mr. John Bon Jovi.
No other designer attracts the celebrities quite like Gianni Versace. No matter where or what he's showing, the glitterati are sure to follow.
Who wears the clothes? Celebrities wear the clothes, so it's kind of a way of matching fashion with celebrities and kind of joining them together.
Of course, Versace loves celebs and they love him, and he just always manages to get the right people to come along, and that's his game.
It gives excitement. It gives good energy, and I think I like that. Yeah.
He's fascinated with London right now. I mean, everybody who was here, Paul Yates, Michael Hutchins, Elizabeth Hurley, Hugh Grant. If you open up any London tabloid, they're there, and that's all anyone's talking about. And Versace's been spending a lot of time in London, so these are the people he wants to know. And he has the power to summon them, I guess.
I think you always feel sort of
quite dressed up when you go out, which I like. But at the same time, you know, you're quite safe in his clothes. They're not going to fall off. Buttons don't pop off. Shoulder straps don't fall down. So it's sort of a nice combination of feeling quite sexy, on the other hand, feeling quite contained.
And Gianni's celebrity clients certainly won't be disappointed with this season's collection.
What I thought is really interesting is the way that Gianni brings together both the sort of music influences like punk and rock and roll and the artists who have been influencing him right now.
I think my fashion appeal to individual people, and of course a rock star are very individual. Personality try to express themselves in an individual way. I think that is the appeal of Versace. It's not for the boring people, that's for sure. Can be a rock star like Madonna or Courtney Love mixed with Lady D, where all three are my customers.
It doesn't get sexier than that. I thought it was so amazing. I mean, the mesh pieces at the end were fantastic, and the colors were so gorgeous. It was great to watch. There was such great energy, and the clothes were all so beautiful, especially those black wool cutout skirts. Oh my gosh, love those.
It was so energetic. It was full of energy, full of color. It was so dynamic. The finale with those dresses was amazing. They were so beautiful.
I quite like one of those shearling coats, and I like all those wool dresses with the stripes down them, and I quite like the glittery ones. But I'm not quite as thin as those girls, so I'll have to have a little experiment in the mirror for a while.
Not be afraid of what you are. That's it, Versace key. From when I start, I always say, be yourself. It's the only fashion you can wear, it's you. That is Versace. That was a philosophy I had from when I was very young. And finally, we got at that point where people understand that.
It's been a long time coming, and we just hope we're going to have a wonderful night in his memory.
New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art held a gala celebration to launch its retrospective exhibition of late designer Gianni Versace's career. Hollywood and fashion celebrities, many adorned in their favorite Versace designs, gathered to pay homage to his amazing talent.
I just think that he was really unique and had a lot of guts and was very expressive and inspired many other people in all art forms.
Speaking for myself, it's the women's clothes I love. I mean, that sounds wrong. Yes, I wear the women's clothes when I go home in the evening. No, but what I really mean is I love women in his clothes, and I think you have to be a special kind of man to be able to bring off his clothes.
It's just life. I mean, vibrant and lively. And it's unfortunate that in death, people seem to migrate more towards his work, but he's left something behind that I think will be left for many years to come.
Gianni, I thought, had a great style, great sense of fashion. He loved the arts. He knew how to make things work for guys and girls, you know, and let you be you and let you be daring, too.
You know, he was such a great support to all magazine editors. He loved magazines, and we always got comments and, you know, little cards and little faxes from him, and he was just a great support system.
He's one of the very few designers that made the women look very beautiful and very feminine.
As a designer, I think it's an image of a woman, powerful, sexy, strong and glamorous. So I think he has a style, and his style will be forever.
I really was thinking about him tonight. I really miss him a lot.
Drawn from gifts to the museum, as well as the Versace archives, Donatella Versace and museum curator Richard Martin chose from hundreds of Gianni Versace's originals to represent the incredible breadth of his career.
In a sense, the editing of the exhibition was really determined by the subjects that we chose for different parts. Landmarks, so that one would see familiar pieces. Art, because that's an important recurrent subject for Versace. History, all of the great historical periods that he so loved. The materials that he invented. And then the world of dream and theater that he really inhabited. So in essence, what we tried to do is to be able to represent in just 100 mannequins or so the incredibly diverse achievement of Versace. He's somebody who really tried to test his materials and really made fashion a very experimental form of entertainment.
Extraordinary. I think that the Metropolitan Museum, Richard Martin, has done an extraordinary job. They've just made something that's spectacular, kind of surreal, and I think that Johnny would totally approve. He would love those Magritte sort of headdresses that give a sort of magic to the whole exhibit, and I think it represents the full spectrum of his work, which was unique in his time. If Johnny was still alive today, he'd still be pushing the boundaries and breaking rules and creating barricades, crashing through all the rules of fashion to create still marvels of magic. Anyone with a sense of imagination and dreams can relate to this collection. And this exhibit is something that's truly powerful and magical.